Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is David Yoon. I'm a current member of the Youth Leadership Council with EarthEcho International, and I'm very excited to host this year's OurEcho Challenge final event. In 2020, I was actually a part of a finalist team, and in 2021, I had the honor of mentoring a team on my own, and now I've come back to moderate. It's almost a full cycle moment, and I'm very excited for what we have in store for us today. Now, I am proud to introduce founder of EarthEcho International, Philippe Cousteau. Hi, Philippe.
Hey, David. Listen, man, we're so excited to have you helping to moderate today. It is a full circle moment, and it's just so much fun. So hopefully in a couple of years, we'll see you all continue to participate in EarthEcho and all the work that we're doing. We like to think of this as really the beginning of a journey. We are just thrilled to have you all here for the final event of the 2023 OurEcho Challenge. And of course, we are here to celebrate the amazing finalist teams from the US and, for the first time ever, from the UK. So to bring everybody up to speed and remind everybody kind of why we're here, what the OurEcho Challenge is all about. The OurEcho Challenge is really focused on equipping US and UK students who are guided by an educator or a mentor to tackle the terrible decline that we're seeing, the catastrophic decline that we're seeing in biodiversity around the world by identifying threats and then proposing solutions to those threats that protect natural resources in their community. It's an innovative competition designed to engage young problem solvers in protecting the diversity of species and ecosystems that make life on Earth possible. Engaging young problem solvers is a focus and a critical issue in biodiversity because these are challenges that are affecting each and every one of us in our community. And we are, of course, I'm sure many of you have heard the statistic that over the last, 40 years, my lifetime, we've lost half of the world's biodiversity. Think about that, half the world's biodiversity is really shocking. So the work that you're doing in your communities is important, not only because of the practical and direct impacts that it has to improve biodiversity in the community, but because of how it can inspire so many others to recognize that we all have to come together. We all have to join together to solve these problems. We're going to build a better world. And of course, this is our inaugural year in the UK, a place that is near and dear to my heart. I spent many years in the UK. I went to university in Scotland. I still have many dear friends, spent a lot of time going back and forth. So we're thrilled to have all of you from across the pond, as they say, joining us. And of course, I have to say a very dear thank you to our teachers and mentors who guided us or guided you all on this process because you are heroes. Teaching is the most noble profession. I know it's been a tough few years in particular, and we're so grateful that you could come to work with us. So today is all about innovative solutions, of course, and student-led finalist teams from both the UK and the United States are here to compete for grants that will turn their projects into reality. And that's really important because when we were thinking about this challenge at EarthEcho, we really wanted to not just have it be conceptual. Like, come up with an idea, it's a great idea, okay, great, congratulations. We really wanted to provide some resources so that you could take those resources and turn the idea into reality. So there are 3 levels of prizes in both the UK and the US. Of £1,000 or dollars, depending where you are, 2,500 pounds or dollars, and 5,000 pounds or dollars for the lead winning. So I want to, of course, thank you to our panel of expert judges from both the US and the UK. These judges, who are comprised of youth, environmental, and corporate leaders, engineers, we got scientists, we have educators, reviewed the presentations from the finalist teams, and scored each team based on their project's inspiration, the scientific rigor, feasibility, and of course the team's pitch. Communications is really, really important for this work so that we get people excited about the idea. The compiled scores led us to the grand prize winners that we'll announce in a little bit. And we also want to involve the viewing audience, of course, so let us know what your favorite project is by voting for the People's Choice Award. Voting has been open since April and will be closed in just 2 hours. And so far we have over 1,200 votes. So please keep them coming and click the link provided in the comments of this live event to vote for your favorite US or 18. And the voting will close in just 2 hours. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. David?
Thank you, Philippe. And I know this is the moment we've all been waiting for, so let's get started right away by meeting the teams from the United Kingdom. First up, I'm happy to introduce Team Heidi. This team is proposing to create important pollinator habitats in multiple cities to increase areas for pollinators to thrive, therefore increasing the diversity of plant life in each community. Now let's hear more about Heidi's project in their own words.
Hi, my name's Heidi. I'm in Year 8 and I go to Our Lady's Abingdon. My idea is to increase the number of pollinators by increasing the number of plants. Over the years, the number of bees have decreased because wildlife has been lost to farming and buildings, so my idea is to build a friendly garden for pollinators such as birds, insects and especially bees in vacant open spaces such as local parks or even schools. Doing this will help pollinators feed off the pollen and it will allow the plants to grow seeds and fruit. In each garden there will be an assortment of pollen-rich flowers and bird baths filled with a sugar water solution so that pollinators can stay hydrated and get enough energy. This will protect the biodiversity as pollinators carry pollen from flower to fertilise plants. Fertilised plants produce seeds, ensuring that the surrounding habitat continues to thrive, which means in the long term there will be more plants in the community. Thanks for listening.
Terrific.
Welcome. Sorry about that.
Go ahead, David.
Welcome, student team member Heidi, and welcome also to their awesome mentor, Miss Laura. Philippe, take it away.
Yeah, listen, thanks, David. I love this. Pollinators is the team EarthEcho, and that's near and dear to my heart. I'm curious because, listen, first thing that jumped out at me watching the video, lawns. My goodness, there are lawns everywhere. There's lawns everywhere in this country. It's like, we got to get over the lawns. There is so much open space that has essentially been co-opted into these, neutral at best environments, like these just massive lawns. So how many vacant sites would you like to establish as pollinator gardens? And, crucially, how would you propose to maintain those sites?
Well, I thought about putting it in local schools. We have emailed like 13 schools, and so far a few have responded, wanting to do the idea. And the idea was to so that the students could look after the garden and participate and keep helping it to grow and live.
So what I love about that is this is so important to think about how we leverage these programs to help build community support for this team of work. And the best place to start is with other young people who are so aware of these challenges and so many who are concerned about them. To do something. Sometimes need a little bit of help from people like you. Thank you. That's really critical.
Best of luck to Team Heidi. Now, I'm happy to introduce Team Phalange. This team is looking to increase the amount of sphagnum moss in their local peat bogs of Greater Manchester to make a positive impact on biodiversity and air quality. Let's learn more about their project with their own words.
We are Team Phalange. We are a secondary school located in Rochdale.
We will set up cameras in the orchard and garden areas to capture birds and other wildlife. These videos will be uploaded on our website to share with the community and encourage them to explore wildlife in their area.
We are working with a moss expert to grow and replenish moss in the northwest. We want everyone to know about how magnificent moss is. Linked into this, we want to grow moss in our garden to help reduce air pollution. Moss is also a fantastic microhabitat which provides a perfect home for invertebrates. This is important to improve biodiversity of invertebrates, which have fallen 60% in less than 30 years.
Awesome. Welcome, student team members Sonia, Aliyah, and Madia, and thank you to their mentor Rose for joining us here today.
Goodness, I love that. So the number one question that comes to mind, this is the first time we've seen a project focus on moss in the years we've been doing the OurEcho challenge. It's unfortunately, because I also, it is such a critical flora. What captured your attention about moss? Like, why did you choose that as your project focus? It's kind of unusual. I love it though, but it's amazing. Who's gonna go first?
Isla, would you like to answer that question?
So we accidentally came by moss when we were working on our other projects, and we found out about how great it is for the environment. And then we coincidentally met into our moss expert, Jill, and decided growing sphagnum moss and restoring peatland would be a great idea.
I think it's a wonderful idea. Brilliant.
Thank you, Team Phalange. And now let's welcome Team Biohazard. Team Biohazard is designing an eco-friendly garbage truck that runs on solar panels and biofuel. Gas-powered vehicles account for a portion of greenhouse gas emissions, and this team is attempting to reduce those emissions, which contribute to climate change. Let's learn more.
We're Team Biohazard, and our project's aim is to eradicate improper disposal of household food waste and make changes in our community to reduce food waste and CO2 emissions.
Our project is important to the biodiversity within our community because, growing up in an urban area, the vast quantities of food that is thrown away is evident. It is responsible for over 10% of UK's greenhouse gas emissions. Greenhouse gas emissions are a major threat to biodiversity and, if not reduced, can cause severe problems.
To tackle this, we have designed a waste disposal truck that will recycle food waste into natural fertilizers and biogas. It runs on biogas and solar energy. The garbage truck uses methanogen, which is a bacterium that anaerobically digests biomass and produces biogas.
We've come to our school's kitchen to collect some data on how much food waste is produced each day. Over 50 kilos of food waste is produced each day. This shows that the amount is quite significant and, if not disposed of correctly, could have dangerous consequences.
Awesome. Now let's welcome student team members Abraham, Malik, Navita, and thank you to their mentor Anab for joining us here today.
I love it. Listen, welcome and thank you for that. I think food waste is another one of those things that a lot of people overlook, and the impacts that has on ecosystems. What made you think about food waste, and how do you see the opportunity to operationalize the collection of that from, say, your school and essentially composting it and turning it into biogas?
We've taken food waste because we've seen so many of our classmates and the people in our school keep wasting food waste, or either keep wasting food, and either they always leave their lunch way too late as they're always playing. So we've been thinking about how to raise awareness so they can maybe plan ahead, or actually try to limit the food waste that we produce as a school. And we've thought of a few different ways which we can recycle the food waste and also reduce it.
And I saw the truck design, but is there kind of an interim step? What's kind of the first step in terms of collecting all that food waste, and what do you want to do with it?
So the first thing which we've been doing, we've been researching companies that are making greener garbage trucks or trucks that run on biogas. And we've also been researching different biofuel plants and seeing what they're trying to do to recycle food waste. So the first step which we would probably do is try to invest in helping to reduce food waste and also recycling food waste.
Just adding on to Abraham, we have been in contact with local supermarkets and to reduce food waste that they produce as well, we have we're planning to help fund their garbage trucks, and we can together we can actually reduce the food waste that our school and like local supermarkets emit.
Very cool. Good approach. Build collaborative teamwork, right? Don't reinvent the wheel, but support efforts that are already being undertaken. Very cool.
Awesome. Thank you, Team Biohazard, and good luck. Now, our next team, Toss Screws, is one of my favorites. This team plans to create safe haven habitats in marshlands and fields to protect animals such as hedgehogs, squirrels, and insects from human disturbance. Let's hear more about their project.
Hi, we're TH Shrews.
Our project is creating safe places, hedgehog homes, bird houses, insect houses, in their local area for animals to be safe in.
Our project is based across the River Medway.
In the River Medway, there is lots of pollution along the banks.
This is bad for local wildlife and it damages their natural habitat.
So we would like to create hedgehog homes and bug hotels to support and improve the local wildlife in our area.
Our plan is to have this all along the banks of the River Medway. Right now we are focusing currently on the Ethelham, which is one of the banks of the River Medway in Manchester.
Awesome, and welcome student team members Sophie, Emma, Simone, and thank you to their mentor Joe for joining us today.
Awesome. So my wife is obsessed with hedgehogs, first of all. So she's gonna flip out. So I have to ask on her behalf and mine, because who doesn't love hedgehogs? What advice do you give to people who actually want to build a hedgehog habitat? How do you do that?
The advice I'd give to people who would want to build a hedgehog home is to do your research first, just to know where to put them, what area they should be in, and what places are safe for hedgehogs to be in.
And I saw some pictures there, but what actually is a hedgehog habitat? What goes into it? What are the components? What does it look like?
We're hoping that the hedgehog house will be a nice spot for the hedgehogs to lay down and just relax. So we're thinking lots of wood, some nice layers just to keep it nice and insulated and to help them as well.
Yeah, nice and cozy. Love it. Thank you.
Best of luck, Team TA Screws. And now to introduce our last but not least UK team, also from the Thomas Aveling School, let's welcome Team Thames. This team is working to increase native plant and tree species in empty fields near their school in order to encourage wildlife like pollinators and birds to inhabit these rehabilitated areas, increasing biodiversity in their community. Let's learn more.
We live in Rochester, which is in North Kent.
Hi, we are Thames.
Our plan is to plant wildflowers to increase the biodiversity in the area and increase levels of weeds. Biodiversity is important for an ecosystem to survive correctly. Our project is centred around the plant life in the banks of the River Medway. The aim of our project is to have these wildflowers grow around the sides of the River Medway in the hopes that it will help improve the biodiversity of the wildlife.
Welcome student team members Martina and Susanna, and thank you again to their mentor Joe for joining us here today.
Very cool. I'm curious here about, if you're focused on planting wildflowers along the river, how much of a problem are invasive species, and how much like habitat restoration or removal of those species do you think has to happen prior to actually being able to establish native wildlife? I think you're on mute.
What was the question? Really sorry, what was the question?
So, before, focus on planting the wildflowers along the river. What is there an issue, or how much of a problem are invasive species, and do you expect to have to do a lot of habitat restoration to remove invasive species before you can reestablish native wildflowers?
We think that we will have to do some removal of invasive species, as there will be some in areas, but we're hoping that after we have planted our flowers, they will hopefully take over and the invasive species won't be causing as many problems.
Well, thank you. Terrific. Good luck.
Awesome projects, all coming in from teams in the United Kingdoms. A special congratulations to all of y'all, and we'll learn who will take home the top prize grants in just a few moments. I want to remind everyone to also make sure to vote for your favorite team project in the People's Choice Awards. We'll drop that link again in the comment section again for the audience, and remember to vote and make sure your favorite team takes home that prize. Great job, everyone. Now, let's hop across the pond to the United States and meet the 6 finalist teams that are also competing for grand prizes. First, let's meet Team No Plastic, No Problem. This team is looking to tackle a major problem on their campus, single-use plastics. Let's learn more.
We are Carly and Haley from the team No Plastic, No Problem, from the school Leisure Dan Academy, located in Oahu, Hawaii.
As middle school students, we have gotten front row seats on the escalation of plastic on our campus over the years with no change at all.
The concession stand at our middle school is the primary source of plastic. However, it is not the food that we buy, but it is the utensils and containers that it comes in.
Each week, more than 1,500 forks are used, and that number continues to increase daily.
We will be giving every student a reusable travel kit to solve this.
Kawaii Marsh is a marsh located next to our school that is heavily impacted with our plastic waste. The marsh holds many native animals like the kolea bird. The kolea bird is spotted along with some of the animals that we have at our school that roam around campus, like our chickens and ducks. As young generation students, we are hoping to fix this problem to make the world a better place.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. That is awesome. And welcome student team members Carly, Mary, and Haley. And thank you to their mentor, Aaron, for joining us here today.
That's terrific. I agree, David. So I'm curious, my goodness, we have a big spread here from Hawaii to the UK. Goodness, it's going to be 10, 11 hours, something like that. So thrilled for that. You mentioned the marsh near your school. So, in addition to offsetting single-use plastic waste, which is so maddening and so ridiculous, do you plan to maybe host some cleanups or try and reduce the waste that's there already? Or is that kind of work already happening? Is this something that you think could apply to other schools?
Yeah, we are trying to get or reduce plastic utensils. So we're trying to get the school to stop continuing like selling those, period. And we're gonna try to advertise and try to get other schools. We know that I think one other school here does it right now. But yeah.
That is awesome. What a great project. And I have to say, this next team, Team Fungi Frogs, frogs are one of my top 3 favorite animals. And so I absolutely love this project. And their goal on this team is to protect the northern leopard frogs from diseases in hopes of maintaining biodiversity. Let's hear more.
Hello, we are Team Fungi Frogs, and our project is biosecurity. We're well address threats of the northern leopard frogs, which is an endangered species in Colorado. Colby is an aquatic veterinarian at Colorado Parks and Wildlife that talked to us about their experience with biosecurity. We visited the Denver Zoo to see their hatchery, and to do so, we had to disinfect our shoes at the Innovation Center. We used biosecurity barriers to protect the tank from contamination. We also included visual cautionary protocols and warnings to ensure safety of the northern leopard frogs.
We go on the field to test water quality like pH and dissolved oxygen.
Welcome student team members Blake and Reed, and thank you to their mentor Jamie for joining us here today.
Terrific work, gentlemen. I like David. I love frogs. Fond memories growing up, looking at a little pond in our backyard and watching the tadpoles and the frogs and all that. And of course, underappreciated, but amphibians are in many ways the forefront of the biodiversity collapse. It's terrifying. So I'm curious. You mentioned water quality. You know, there's disease, of course, which is an issue that you address. But with respect to water quality, are there any plans? Do you see any, the necessity maybe to implement plans to improve water quality in the areas as well? Because of course, animals that are suffering from external factors, say bad water quality, are more likely susceptible to disease, right? If they're already kind of not healthy, then disease is even more deadly. So is water quality something you plan to address?
Yeah, it's a pretty important thing about it because not only can both the diseases like transmit through the water and into the frogs, it in general is just like a thing needed to keep safety for us as well. And Reed has also done water quality testing in like rivers and stuff for that.
Yeah. One of our most water quality testing, we test with pH. So on a scale, there's like a scale, like just pretend there's a scale in my hands, and you don't want to reach this end and you don't want to reach the other end too. But you want it right in the middle so that the frogs and the fish and all the other water animals, that's where they need to live. Like that's the certain temperature.
Terrific.
Awesome. Thank you, Team Fungi Frogs. And now let's welcome Team Bash the Trash. This team would like to place cleanup baskets at various stations along the beaches of Gilbert, South Carolina, to not only encourage people to clean up as they walk along the beach, but in order to protect beach habitats and animals unique to the Atlantic Ocean. Let's roll their video and learn more about their project.
So when people leave their trash here, they often forget about it. And when it gets sucked into the ocean, the ocean tosses it, turns it into microplastic. Hi, I'm Relish Price. I'm Team Bash the Trash. I'm 9. I'm from South Carolina. And South Carolina beaches are really beautiful, but they need our help to stay that way. Come follow me. This is a beautiful South Carolina beach. And often we find trash here that's not picked up. My proposal is to have baskets like these set up around beach entrances so people can take these off the stands and pick up trash, put these in, and dump the trash into these.
Awesome project, and welcome student team member Rutledge, and thank you to your mentor Amy for joining us here today.
Hi.
Philippe, you are muted.
I am muted. Not anymore. All right. So I love that. I have two little girls. One is almost 2, and one just turned 4. And we have a rule: every time we go to the beach, we have to at least pick up one piece of trash, which is unfortunately there's no shortage of that here in California either. And having baskets and things that help us do that would be terrific. So I'm curious, how many sites do you think you want to establish in order to really start to see a difference in some of the beaches in your community?
Actually, 9 real beaches and 1 lake beach.
Okay. All right, that's manageable. I like that. Terrific. Thank you.
Good luck, Rutledge. And now I'm excited to introduce Team Nocturnal Natives. This team is addressing the steady decline of native bat population in Kentucky by not only bringing more native plants to the area, but this team is hoping to increase the population of insects by doing so. This, in turn, will provide more hardy food sources to the native bat species. Let's learn more with their video.
Project is Nocturnal Natives in Nicholasville, Kentucky. There are 8 species of bat native to Kentucky, 3 of which being listed as federally endangered. I focused on the gray bat for my project. If awarded the grant, my project would split the money 50-50, half being put towards bat boxes and half being put towards native plants and rebuilding the bats' natural habitats. Biodiversity and the lack thereof is a big problem in my community. 99% of native forests in Kentucky have been converted into farmland, but as the deforestation of these native forests that they call home continues, they grow ever closer to extinction. Saplings like this is the long-term solution, but it takes years for these saplings to develop into suitable homes for the bats. That's why building bat boxes is so important. It provides immediate homes for the bats while the trees develop.
Welcome, Student Team Raider, and also to your mentor, Darlene.
Raider, terrific. I'm a big bat fan myself, and built bat boxes in our backyard over the years. I'm curious, bats unfortunately have a bit of a bad rap in popular culture. How are bats perceived in your community? And do you think that the local community appreciates the importance of bats?
Well, the way that bats are really perceived in my community is that generally people just don't really know that they're here in Kentucky. And if they do, they're just seen as pests that are, similar to spiders, where they're in the corner, they're kind of scary. You don't really want to deal with it, but it's, if you can get it out, it's preferable. But as I've continued to work on this project, I've tried to reach out to more and more people in my community and just tell them about the benefits of bats and that they're going extinct and will continue to do so if no action is taken. And I've gotten a good bit of support from people who wouldn't have given a second thought about putting up a bat box beforehand, that have now told me that if I can get them a bat box or tell them how to make one, they'll put one up in their backyard. You're muted again there.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Really. Very cool.
Thank you, Raider. That is awesome. Now let's head back to Hawaii to meet Team Ponopopoki Project. This team is working to implement a humane plan to control the local feral cat population, which are destructive to native bird species. They also want to make the public aware of the harm feral cats bring to wild animals, especially birds. Let's hear more.
name's Alexa.
And my name's Evan.
And we're the Pono Papoki group at Leisuredown Academy.
Our goal as the Pono Papoki project is to slowly decrease the population of feral cats of Hawaii. Right back here is the Kawainui Marsh, where a lot of feral cats are actually going into and killing many babies.
This is the Kawainui Marsh, the home to many water birds on this island of Oahu.
This is actually one of the only marshes on Oahu.
In a few years' time, we hope that this ecosystem will be thriving with native birds instead of feral cats destroying it.
If we go on and win this grant, I think that our efforts will definitely preserve and protect biodiversity in this beautiful ecosystem. Our plan is to trap, neuter, and release the cats. We will rent vehicles to transfer them to Papoki and Poi Dog to get them fixed, and then we will put them back where we found them.
Here are some of our campus cats.
Although these ones were born here, many of them were dumped at the well-known dumping site of Kapa'akori Marsh, right down the road.
Welcome, student team members Alexa and Evan, and thank you to your mentor Aaron for joining us here today.
Another issue that people don't appreciate, the feral cat issue. I mean, I've read the research estimating over 1 billion small animals are killed by cats every year in the United States. Billions of feet. So this work is so important. Bravo is something that people just don't realize how devastating feral cats are, or frankly, not even just feral cats, but house cats that we let out during the day without putting a bell on. One of my biggest pet peeves. How devastating that is to local wildlife. So are you actually finding a good response from local organizations to help in your work and for the local community? Do people even aware of just how terrible feral cats are for the local wildlife?
Yeah, we're planning to do what's it called, public service events. Yeah, so at markets or at other schools, or just emailing people, family and friends, and as many people as we can. We would love to do that and tell everybody about it.
We've already partnered with many local clinics for spaying and neutering feral cats, stuff that are at our school already.
For the public service events, we're planning to say that trap, neuter, release is a good thing instead of a bad thing. I'm just trying to have people know that.
Yeah, many people just want to kill off the cats immediately, but this is way more humane and unnatural.
Well, one slight suggestion that is another thing for people who also just don't think about letting their house cats outside every day. Maybe we can get some little bells, get a few bells and give those out to people with house cats. The little bell on the collar helps to alert other animals and can help mitigate the problem around house cats, which is a significant one too. Thank you very much. This is terrific.
Awesome project. And good luck, team. Now, last but certainly not least, let's meet Team Ravenclaw. This team is hoping to address the increasing populations of the invasive spotted lanternflies in their community. Let's learn more.
We are Team Ravenclaw from EarthEcho International
in Alton, New Jersey, and Charles DeWolf Middle School.
Spotted lanternflies are invasive species that kill the trees and plants, which play a major role in the deciduous forest, providing shelter, food, and oxygen to all living species. Therefore, our goal is to distinguish them in order to prevent failure in the ecosystem. Our goal is to create a sticky but non-toxic and reusable band which will wrap around the tree trunks to kill the spotted lanternflies. The band will have two sides. The outside will be a sticky fabric made from the beeswax and rosemary oil, which can instantly kill the spotted lanternflies. The inside will be donated smooth fabric so that the trees won't get any damage. The endeavor of this project is to improve the health of our ecosystem. This project will help to protect the trees and plants in their ecosystems, as well as the world by preventing the trees from decreasing.
Very cool.
Project. Oh, welcome student team members Jimin and Gyobi, and thank you to your mentor Emily for joining us here today.
Very cool. So I'm curious, where did you learn about the natural pesticides of beeswax and rosemary? First question. Second question is, how often does that have to be renewed or reapplied? Does the rosemary kind of lose its effect? How long does it last?
So we were just trying to find how we can reduce or kill the lanternflies or like eco-friendly, and we found that it was natural oil. And so we were actually going through several oils that could work. And so we first decided to do rosemary oil, and it didn't really work because it said that it's toxic to a lot of pets like cats and dogs. And then we went to neem oil, and apparently they kill a lot of fish and a lot of ocean animals. So we found the lavender oil and we found the rosemary oil. Sorry, we found the rosemary oil, and it turned out that it's not toxic to any animals at all, and any fish, and even like nature. So that's how we found it.
And to add to that, we found a way to not harm the tree and place the oil at the same time. So we thought of a way, which is a fan. We're going to wrap the trees with the fan with the rosemary oil in it, so the invasive species can stick on that. And so it doesn't have to be renewed in a short amount of time. It will be like
we have to renew it at like once per year, like at most. So yeah.
Awesome, awesome. That is so cool to hear. And I love the fact that you guys are taking account of the ecosystem around you, and really to everyone, another group of amazing projects. Congratulations to all the finalist teams. And I cannot stress enough how proud I am of everyone for coming this far. I want to remind everyone to be sure to vote for your favorite team in the People's Choice Award. Let's drop that link in the comment section again for the audience. And once again, great job, everyone. You are the next generation of leaders, and it is so amazing to see that there are other passionate youth leaders out there who are striving to make this world a better place. Now, I know we're all waiting to see who the winners are, but first, if you are a young person who wants to start your own biodiversity project in your community, join Gen C. I highly recommend it. It is an online community for young people ages 13 to 24 who want to be connected with other like-minded peers that are also working to protect and restore our ocean planet. Join Gen C today. We'll drop that link in the comment section. And one more reminder to cast your vote for the People's Choice Award. Voting is about to close in just over an hour, so be sure to vote for your favorite UK and US teams. Philippe, back to you.
My shortcut keys aren't working. Okay, David, thank you, man, so much for that. What can I say? But the 2023 OurEcho Challenge finalists are just an amazing group of young leaders, and the grand prize winners in particular impressed our judges with their in-depth knowledge of biodiversity issues in their community and their vision for developing viable solutions tailored to their community. And we want to congratulate, of course, all the finalist teams who participated in the challenge, and we know their passion and their dedication will inspire others. And in many ways, that's the most important part, because we all have to work together to build a sustainable and restorative future for us all. So now the moment we've been waiting for, we're going to announce the winning teams. Very excited. I actually have been sent this all here, so I've not been informed either. So this is like a surprise for me. Casey wouldn't let me know. So let's start with the teams for this year's inaugural OurEcho Challenge in the UK. We'll get the drum roll. We have a little terrific. Congratulations. Awesome. Fantastic. All right. Teachers, congratulations. You'll be awarded the grant of $1,000 to implement your project. We are really, really excited for you. So well done. Okay, now the second place awarded to the UK team. Team Biodiversity, you're awarded the grant of £2,500 to implement your project. So congratulations. And finally, the first place and grand prize of boom! Terrific. Congratulations, Team Philippe. I love it. This is so wonderful. We're so excited for you. You'll be awarded the grant for £5,000 to implement your project. So goodness gracious, we're really, really excited for you. Anything you want to say? How do you feel? Any comments, any ideas? Everybody's on mute. Everyone is just like, in awe, shocked.
Does anybody want to say anything? I can't thank. I mean, I've just been blown away by how amazing every single entry's been. So I'm just everybody sat here should be so proud. I said that to everybody who's in our team. They worked so hard. And I said, no, regardless of whether we get the money or not, everybody sitting here should be very proud. And I know everyone's going to make a huge difference. So well done, everyone. And thank you.
Well,
do you want to say anything, Isla, Sana, Madiha? Are you in shock? They're never this quiet normally, so.
Terrific. Well, congratulations again, and thank you for being such a terrific mentor to us. We really appreciate it. All right, so now we're going to move on to the US winners. Okay, so third place prize awarded to the US team. We'll get the drum roll going and announce that. Team 25, right. Congratulations. You're receiving $1,000 to implement your project. Well done. So important with the leopard frogs. Really excited to see what you're going to do with that. Okay, on to the second place award here. This is really terrific. You're receiving the $2,500 grant to continue to work for BAT. That's so important. And finally, the first place and grand prize of $5,000 goes congratulations. Goodness gracious, wonderful, wonderful to all of you. We're so excited for all the finalists and for all the teams that have joined us today. Do you, do you have anything to say?
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. It means a lot. We will definitely do our topic and we will make our environment a lot better and we'll see a difference.
Absolutely, I have no doubt. And I will say this, remember to all of you, Gen C is a platform that we designed, David mentioned it just a minute ago, that we designed for you to build a community of practice, a community of hope, a community of young people coming together. So please join us on Gen C, share what you're doing. It's a terrific way to help inspire the thousands of other young people that are participating in Gen C and build a community of optimism and action so we can solve these problems together. You're all such an inspiration. And I know many times a lot of the young people we work with are looking for ideas. They want to do something, maybe they don't know what it is. You put so much time and effort into thinking through what you can do. please share that with others so other people can learn and be inspired and do the same kind of work. So thank you so much. David, back to you.
Thank you, Philippe. Here at EarthEcho International, we are all so very proud of every single one of you for your hard work. At EarthEcho International, we work to build a global youth movement to protect and restore our ocean planet. We invite you to join us and follow our work. You are now part of the EarthEcho International family, and we pray that you stay in touch. Again, cast your vote for the People's Choice Award. We'll be announcing the winners of that award tomorrow, so be sure to follow our channels. And again, for the young people who are interested in continuing the action in their communities, join Gen C at joingenc.org and make sure you stay in touch. Now, the OurEcho Challenge is made possible through the support of OurEcho, and thank you so much for all these amazing opportunities that you have not only given to us, but to the young people of the next generation. Thank you for joining us, everyone, and until next time, keep exploring.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.